Kurt Wylde is one of the most mysterious, skeptical, and serious drivers of the series, to the point where other drivers start to doubt his own agenda. Kurt is known to...
You shouldn't have come here in person. It's dangerous.
For you, perhaps.
Project his own insecurities onto others. He says it's dangerous for Galorum despite the fact that no one even knows of her. So by logic, Kurt would be in danger, and yet he is forcing this vulnerability onto Galorum. This is also further proven by...
Why is that surf rat prowling around?
Kurt ironically asks himself a rhetorical question on why Vert is up at a suspicious time when he himself is up as well. He thinks by going out at this time is suspicious, but is projecting his own thoughts onto others. The reason he works for Galorum is because...
Tesla's told the new drivers about the Wheel of Power. We start racing again tomorrow.
Will it be at the end of the next track?
I don't know. Even Tesla doesn't know.
Perhaps, Z36. He isn't telling you all he knows.
I know you say he can't be trusted.
No one can be trusted with the Wheel of Power. That's why I'm paying you to drive in this race.
And to spy.
To follow orders. If you can't get the wheel for us, we'll find someone who can.
He thinks Tesla can't be trusted. This is another projection of his own insecurities, as we earlier see him.
The track exists in a different dimension from our own. A dimension you won't see until the race begins. When you reach 300 miles per hour, the portal between the dimensions will open. Another portal at the end of the track will return you to this dimension.
Hey, Taro, you think this guy Tesla knows what he's talking about? Or is he just loco?
It took a genius to build these cars, Banji.
He could be a genius and still be insane.
Already has his own suspicions and doubt about Tesla. This leads him to work for Galorum, and yet it's only then when he has moral boundaries, which will be analysed later in this video. Kurt doubts whether he should trust Tesla or not when it was the reason for his decision to work for Galorum. How ironic. In fact...
What are you doing here?
Just curious. I heard Gig had reactivated the drone that came through the portal with Vert. You know, you do look like Galorum. From one side, anyway.
Speaking of sides, I heard you used to be on the wrong one. That you were a spy for Galorum.
I didn't know what she was then. I just knew I didn't trust Tesla. I still don't. Not entirely.
Maybe you just have trouble trusting people. Maybe you think they're all like you.
It really is a remarkable resemblance.
Karma's perfect sense of emotional intelligence is displayed to Kurt. However, we're focusing on Kurt here, not Karma. This scene does give insight into Kurt's character. Kurt is clearly a hypocrite to where he even dodges what Karma says. He's highly skeptical and suspicious of everyone's intentions, except his own. And yet by doing this, he is the most suspicious individual. Kurt knows himself. He does what's best for him with a hidden agenda, and seems to think everyone else does as well. He projects his own insecurities onto everyone else. Also, Kurt acknowledging that Karma looks like Galorum from, and I quote, one side anyway, is a throwback to this.
Galorum! Order those robots not to hurt the drivers! Those are human beings in those cars!
You don't understand, do you?
I do now.
Kurt has clearly flipped the narrative here. From Karma being suspicious of Kurt, it's Kurt being suspicious of Karma because she looks like Galorum and could have a drone side of her. Kurt fails to trust others and constantly sets boundaries with his friends, doubting their intentions and acts as we've seen with...
Why should we? Last time it was to get the wheel for Tesla. What's the doctor want now?
Dr. Tesla. This continual doubt of Dr. Tesla reaffirms his suspicions and skeptical nature of his intentions of the people around him, and yet when he is doubted...
You didn't win the AcceleRacers?
No. One of the drones must have gotten to the end of the track ahead of me.
He's lying. He was the first one through the portal. I saw him.
Why don't you check the tape of my onboard camera if you think...
Your camera wasn't functioning.
He's keeping the AcceleRacers for himself! Unless he's saving it for the drones.
Well, I have an idea. Let's take his car apart and find it.
Let's take him apart!
There's no need for that. Gig will scan the car and Kurt for traces of AcceleRacer energy. Will that satisfy the metal maniacs?
Good enough?
That won't prove anything. I'm the leader of the maniacs. I said it's good enough.
Look, Taro may be a metal maniac, but he's no liar.
You saying I am?
He takes severe offense, because he thinks he can be trusted even though he doesn't trust anyone. Despite the nature of his past, he can't even take suspicions of anyone around him. How ironic. Moving on from Kurt's skeptical nature...
Some with experience at the highest levels of professional racing.
The cars are equipped with special Nitrox 2 boosters.
Prix wasn't this fast.
What do we learn about Kurt here? He is a highly skilled, experienced driver, as we see him when Tesla is speaking that specific line. Kurt Wylde has also competed in the Grand Prix, further supporting this.
It's still a track, and that's my world.
Hey, what, Kurt?
Kurt's skills are displayed here, easily passing through other experienced drivers, and here we learn that he is cocky, thinking that the track is his because he thinks he's the best. His darker side is also displayed here, symbolizing his transition into his darker self, symbolized by Z36, as he is somewhat enjoying that he crashed the other drivers. This clip also displays Kurt will do anything to win, clearly showing him by scraping Vert and making him crash. He doesn't care about the other drivers because it's all about winning, similar to Galorum's arc and AcceleRacers. This is further supported by Kurt doing this. He does things to make himself win. He clearly slows down the other drivers and potentially harms them in order to win. He doesn't mind hurting them if it means him winning. His darker side is shown, symbolized by the dark car and suit, with black implying corruption, like his ideal of doing anything to win. Kurt potentially hurting the other drivers in order to win is ironic, because...
Why did you want to see me?
What went wrong today?
It's not working for me. Sabotaging other drivers.
Clip went to a great deal of trouble to give you this car, this disguise.
I'm a good driver. The best. I don't have to cheat to win this race.
Keeping the wheel of power from Tesla is too important to leave to chance. You will win the race, even if you have to eliminate the other drivers to do it.
Eliminate?
You know what I mean.
He is okay with potentially harming other drivers in order to win, but isn't okay with cheating. It is evident that Kurt is willing to hurt others on his own terms, but not when he is working for Galorum. Kurt's pride and ego are also shown here. He doesn't want to cheat to win out of his own ignorance of his driving skills, yet also ironic considering he does potentially hurt others in order to achieve the same goal. This ignorance also blinds him to the irony, making him not see his own hypocrisy. And this scene...
A shortcut. Cut short. It didn't fall?
displays even more irony. Kurt spends way more time trying to delay others when he could have already won. When winning means the most to him, he potentially hurts the other drivers, and this is supported by...
Anybody get the license number of that truck?
This particular scene proves my point. He clearly would have shot if it wasn't his brother, but the fact that he didn't shows his brotherly guardianship, which displays that he doesn't want to shoot the wheel because it could harm his brother, which means he knew he would have to hurt the other drivers, which displays his hypocrisy of having a moral boundary with Galorum. Furthering my point,
that, Juvo? Who's that?
Kurt is also very aggressive, in which again contradicts in how he doesn't want to hurt the other drivers. Although the cars can take a beating, the humans inside the cars can't. Another example is...
Hey, who let them on the track? It's Kurt Wylde.
He's going for the portal.
Nobody gets to jump on the road beasts. Come on, Wave Rippers.
You need more speed to get through the portal, Dono. Use your Nitrox fuel booster.
There's something wrong, Sidetrack. The gauge says I'm out of Nitrox 2.
this, Kurt steals the nitrox from one of his old team, knowing that he wouldn't have the nitrox and wouldn't go through the portal with the consequences of him drowning. So he does harm the other drivers even when working for Galorum. Now for Kurt's...
He's doing it to pick up speed. Nobody beats Kurt Wylde.
Cockiness. Clearly Kurt doesn't like to be beaten because of his pride, because he thinks he's the best, because...
Who's the tool?
Kurt Wylde. He won the first leg of the world race.
Kurt's a major chafe, but that's not him driving. Who's driving my car?
Whoever it is, he's sure having fun.
Get out of my car, now! You?
Hey, bro, nice wheels! Who is this guy?
My kid brother, Marky.
Hey, it's Mark, and I'm not a kid.
He's a punk, like some others around here.
So, Dan Dresden told me you were recruiting drivers for a race.
How did you get here?
That's not important, but what is important is I want to be on your team.
Forget it, Marky.
I'm a good driver, Kurt.
My team's full.
All I want is a chance. Let me prove what I can do.
Even the other drivers take note of his cockiness. This scene also displays brotherhood, or the lack thereof, between the two. Marky looks up to his older brother even if he is rejected by him, a typical relationship with an older brother. Kurt evidently thinks that Marky is just an annoying pet, which is why he doesn't recruit him to his team. However...
All mines are laid on the track and armed.
You have to detonate the mines before the racers reach them, so you just block the track. I don't want anybody to get hurt.
What you want does not matter.
That's my brother in the lead.
Your brother does not matter either.
Mark, this is Kurt. You've got to stop, now!
Aw, yeah, right, like I'm gonna do anything you say. You're just trying to keep me from winning.
Marky!
Kurt still wants to protect his brother as an older sibling should. They still take ownership for what happens to their sibling, which is what Kurt does. The change of his car also displays his change in character arc. For 3/4 of the movie, Kurt is constantly using his dark car, symbolizing his corruption. However, this scene symbolizes his redemption arc, his more empathetic, compassionate, and protective side overcoming his corrupt side.
The other racers are driving onto the glacier. We must stay ahead of them. Get back in your car, Z36.
You go get the wheel of power!
Our orders are to help you win the race.
What difference does it make if it's me or one of you?
Get back in your car now.
You're right. Getting the wheel is the important thing. But not the only thing. I'll go after the wheel of power, but I'm gonna help Marky first.
The AcceleRacers built this track for human beings.
Priorities. The reason why Kurt focuses on helping his brother is because getting the wheel of power doesn't mean he wins, because he's not actually in the race. Therefore, winning doesn't matter. Getting the wheel of power does not matter, which is why he tries to save his brother, which is why his more compassionate side comes out.
Listen, I have to keep Tesla from getting the Wheel of Power. You and I can work together. I can help you win the race.
I always looked up to you, Kurt. That's why I wanted to be a driver, to be like you. But I'm not you. I won't cheat to win!
I have to do what I think is right.
So do I.
You think you can beat me?
I'm not just your little brother now. I'm as good a driver as you are.
You're good, but I've got more experience.
Nobody beats Kurt Wylde.
All the brotherly scenes are analysed in the Mark Wylde video, so go watch that. But this scene symbolises sibling rivalry. It also displays how Marky follows through with Kurt's ideal of not cheating to win. It also is the end of Kurt's skepticism for the world race, but the start of it for AcceleRacers. His cockiness is also clearly shown here, and Kurt's...
It's just you and me now, Kurt. I wouldn't have it any other way. You're pretty good at cheating, Kurt. How's your driving? When you were hanging around the skateboard park, I was driving Grand Prix. I wasn't just hanging around. I was learning how to do that. Oh, I've got something you can learn, Surf Rat. That I can do anything you can. Nice shot, slingshot.
Pride won't allow Vert to one-up him. So what does Kurt do? Kurt has to do a better trick than Vert, which makes him make a mistake, which makes him fail. Another example of pride can be seen...
Whoa!
Where are you going, Z36?
It's over, Calorum. Tesla has the Wheel of Power now.
Only a human driver could bring the wheel to this world. But now it belongs to anyone with the power to take it. You are no longer needed.
Calorum!
Goodbye, Kurt Wylde. It was a pleasure using you.
Here, because Kurt wasn't good enough to be useful to Calorum, he screams in anger. But then he realizes his mistake. The drones are going...
Calorum! Order those robots not to hurt the drivers! Those are human beings in those cars!
You don't understand, do you?
I do now.
kill his fellow drivers. This is the beginning of the end of his redemption arc. Kurt's sacrifice allows Vert
Ride it! Like a day at the beach.
to return the wheel. It is because of Kurt that the drivers don't die. It is because of Kurt that the day is saved. And that is Kurt's skepticism.